So it's assignment number 4748, and we're going to look at percents. So 5%, and you don't need to write this unless you want to. 5%. Does anybody know what that percent sign means?
It means,
okay, Sam, what?
Like it's over 100.
In fact, that's exactly what it means. It means out of 100, because this here, it's 5 out. There's lots of different ways I can write it. This slash is a 1, and these 2 zeros make 100. So it means 5 out of 100. 5 out of 100. So with that concept, if I have a fraction like this, if I have it over 100, I already have the percent. 5 out of 100 is, guess what percent? It's 5%. It's as easy as that. Except, and we're going to do that in a little bit. But first, some of these aren't already in hundreds. So we're going to set it up. It says rename each ratio as a percent. So over here, put 1/4. And again, I need 100 on the bottom. In fact, I'm going to set it up like we had ratios. Okay. I need 100 on the bottom. 4 times what would give me 100? 25. So 25, 25. So 4 times 25 is 100. 1 times 25 is 25. Guess what the percent is?
25%.
It's 25%. And I don't. I would do the both of them. Okay. Because unless you're working it on your paper, but I'm going to try to work it right here. So this one I don't want to do just yet. I'm going to do some that will recognize right away. So this one I'm going to put it as fraction form, and I'm going to start it way over here. Just one moment. All right. Yes, sir. Not right now. All right. So on this one is that's not 3%. I need to be able to say 300ths, and then it's percent. So what would I multiply this by? By 2 and 2. So what is the percent? It is 6%. Then this one should be very easy. 4 over 25. What would I multiply by to get it to be 100?
4
times 4 times 4. What's that? No, then use a pencil. Here. And so this is going to be 16 over 100, which is what percent? Is 16%. And that is it. Then, again, if the number in front is bigger, our percent is going to be over 100. So if I have 3 over 2, what would I multiply that 2 times to get it to be 100? Is times 50 times 50. What is the percent going to be?
100.
Yeah, it's going to be 150 over 100, which means it's 150%. And all of these basically are the same. So we'll just do this last one. Okay. So this last one, 17 over 25. What would I multiply times to get it to be 100? Times 4 times 4. If I double 17, 17 and 17 is 34, and I double it again, that would be times 4. So it'd be 68. 68 hundredths, which is 68%. And then we've got some decimals, but it's the same principle. So let's open it up. And I don't know if we're going to do the word problems. No. Well, in fact, we will do this one here. It says, the rest are white. What percent of the marbles are white? Your friend has a bag of marbles. 7 are blue. Okay. He has a bag of 20. He has a bag of 20 marbles. 7 of them are blue. 4 of them are red. 2 of them are green. And 3 of them are yellow. Okay, so you need to put those right there. It says the rest of them are white. How can I find the number of white?
Add them all up.
Add them all up. So 7 and 3 is 10. 4 and 2 is 6, so 16. And how many? There were 20 total, so how many are white? 4. So 20 minus the 16 is 4. So it's 4 are white out of the total. So the total was 20. All right. Then we want to know what percent are white. So what do we have to make that bottom number? 100. What would we multiply by?
5.
A 5 and a 5. And that would give us 20 hundredths, and therefore 20%. That's actually my percent sign on the bottom. So 20%. And that's all we'll do with those. Okay. Then, I don't think so. I have to read them, but it's like, no, I don't want to do it. All right. So the rest of these are going to be super easy. So we're going to kind of whiz through these. When you have, in some of this you might have already had. Let me see. Write each fraction as a, these are simple. Okay, right here. Go to this section. Write each fraction as a percent. Hold on a second. I'm doing this one here. Don't we already have the percent on the bottom? Yeah. So this one is just, and you can cover up the number, 17%. Done. And just check off your answer. All right. And then what percent is this? It is 8%. But hold on, I need here. Natalia, here, you need to take this. And you're going to have to watch the first part of the video. Open it up. We're on Why Did the Teacher? This way. Okay. All right. Then here's the problem, though. This bottom number said percent. This bottom number said percent. But does this bottom one say percent?
No, we gotta multiply it by 10.
So you have to multiply it by 10, or just tack on a 0 on the bottom and on the top. So 0, 0, and then what is that answer? 60%. So those are simple. And again, you can just check off the answer. They're so easy that I don't even know if you have to do the answer bank. Just get them done. All right, then, when you're turning something from a decimal to a percent, yeah, and I'm just going to show you something that it might help you. You don't have to do it at all, but it's just a little hint, is if I have 33 and I want it to be a percent, I'm going to put a percent sign here. And essentially what I do is I multiply this times, guess what number?
100.
I multiply it by 100, and if I multiply it by 100, who knows how many places I'm going to move that decimal?
2.
1, 2. And then I put on that percent sign. So you can put it right, and that'll, if you put it right next to it, it'll remind you to go 2 places over. So it is 33%. And we're going to do that in a second. So what is this one as a percent? Yeah, because you move it 2 places over and tack on your percent. 47%. And this one, what is this one going to be? 4%. What is this one going to be? 20. You've got to move it 2 places, 1, 2, and it's going to be 20%. Then going to the bottom, again, these are super easy. Write each percent as a decimal. Well, this time, if I have the percent, I'm going to divide, is that right? Do I divide it by 100? Yeah, I divide the number by 100. This is like, take the 25 and divide it, swing it back down, and you're dividing it by that 100. And if I'm dividing a 25 by 100, let's do the decimal movement. The decimal was right here. How many places would I go over?
2.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's always going to be 2 because there's 2 zeros in 100. So this one, you just need to know that if I have the percent, swing it to the bottom, and you're dividing. So this is going to be 0.25. Who knows what this one's going to be?
0.98.
2 places, drop it, and move it 2 places to the left. Yeah, be real careful. This one, I've got to move it 2 full places, 1, 2. So 0.03. This one is going to be 2 places, 1, 2, 0.40. And they'll probably show you just a 0.4, which is right here. Just kind of check your answer and you can remove that. So are those pretty easy?
Yeah.
And then this here is write each of these percents as a fraction. That's super easy. Now here you might need some paper, and I think I put some paper on the table in the front if you need it. But if not, let's go ahead and see if we could do some of these mentally. What is this as a fraction? 23 over that 100, because that is a real number. So it's 23 over 100. There's no reducing. What is this one as a fraction? 10 over 100. I'm just going to cover up the number so I have room. 10 over 100, but can that be reduced? Yeah, cut off at 0, 1/10. What is this one? 90 over 100, but cut off a 0, and it is what? 9 over 10. Same thing on this one is, you start it by putting 75 over what number? 75 over 100, but this one can be reduced. Divide it by 25, which is 3, divided by 25, which is 4. On these, make sure, some of these answers are messed up, but the best you can, find your answers and check them off. Simple, simple. Let me see what time it is. That one, yeah. Oh, on these, some of them are just mental. Yeah, like the ones with prime numbers, they're just mental. So 81 over 100, 7 over 100, there's really no work to do. Glad you mentioned that. Yeah, there's some of them that there's no work to do. All right, let me see, it is, you guys get out of here. I was missing.
So what do we, which one?
Well, you're going to finish, Christian. Okay, you're going to finish all of these, this whole entire page. So this one is all. And then I'm going to go through, let me see, the time you get out of here, 29. Okay. 81's not prime, but it's not divisible. 81 over 100 is not divisible by anything. Dude, here it is right here. Okay. Sam, need you to 0. All right, then go over to here, this side. I think this is all we're going to get done. Okay, because this is the same. Yeah, we don't need to do the last page, because this is where you make it as a decimal. Don't we already know how to do that?
Yeah.
Move it 2 to the left. This is where you make it as a percent. Don't we know how to do that?
Yeah.
2 to the right. So I'm going to say you don't need to do that one, the very last one, but this is one you're going to do. So you're going to do all of this one. This is the same thing. Now, all of these make it as a fraction. This is what we just got done doing. Fraction and lowest terms. And you can do the work right there. These, fraction and the lowest terms.
For 20%
Is I would start, please show me your original, and then go ahead and reduce it. What is the final answer reduced? 2 over 10, which reduces to what? 1 over 5. So visually have it here.
You want to do the puzzle on first page later?
You don't have to. Okay. So you're doing the Dexter, and you're doing the teacher one. But let's go over to this one, okay? Because we haven't talked about this kind. Okay. Just a moment, ma'am. So on this one, okay, I'm waiting for Matthew. Put your hand down right now. Put your hand down right now. All right, on this particular one, write each fraction as a percent. For it to be a percent, I cannot have a 5 on the bottom. What's the only number it can be? 100. It has to be, what can I multiply it to be 100? 20, 20. So who knows from here, can you tell the percent?
40 over 100.
So it's 40%. Show what you're multiplying by. So this one's easy. What would I multiply this one by to get it to be 100? In fact, I can just put a 0, 0. What percent is it?
90%.
No, the final percent.
90%.
90%. So do you know how to do those? I'm going to go down to these two. By the way, you should know a fourth in your head. What would you multiply 4 times to get it to be 100? 25. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. So this is 25%. So if you got 1/4 of your test right, 25%. If you have 3/4 of your test right, guess what percent? 75. So some of them are going to be mental, but most of them, because we're just doing it today, show the work. Like these two here, you've already got the answer. This one and this one. Do you know the 2% for these?
Yes.
They're already over 100.
Can you do L? Can you do W on the left?
Okay, on the left side, the W.
That should be 18 over 100.
Yes.
Yes.
All of these are going to be over 100. All of them.
No, like as the final answer.
Well, then you have to reduce it.
But you can't.
Yes, you can.
Oh, by 2.
By 2.
But you didn't.
She didn't.
All right, girls and boys. So that is your job. You're going to finish the entire Dexter one. Okay, in just a moment. And then you're going to go ahead and finish the teacher one. And you can go ahead and get started. And Natalia, you'll have to watch